MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
Good morning, and Lord have mercy, it's Friday.
It is, finally Friday.
So this is the day that you need to remember that the kids and the grandkids are going to be home next week.
Yeah, well, they're home today for distance learning day, so that's today.
Candace and I have never had any distance learning.
Look, it's kind of good because I don't have to get him up and get him dressed and do all that and get him some,
Right.
So that's kind of like summertime.
You get just
every now and then.
You get a little break there of
Yeah.
your daily hustle each morning, I guess is a way to put that.
Yes, they still have to do some work at home, but it's not as crazy.
Demanding, is that the word for it?
Yeah, it's a few sheets and stuff. So
it means that. Have you thought about just getting glass packs on it? Because she has this race for the line at school. You need some glass packs where people know it's you.
No, I do not. I think coming in on two wheels sometimes is probably noticeable enough. No, I'm not doing that really. But
always a rush to get the kids where they got to be on time.
Right. It is.
But again, most will be out next week. I think all in our area will. And no matter where you're watching in the United States today, keep the kids in mind. Enjoy yourself. Yes. We'll tell you about the forecast here in just a moment of what to expect for what's coming up on Thanksgiving, rain or not. We'll break down all that. Your evening good? Did you have a good day?
Yeah, it was. I worked and then came on home. Well, we had to go grocery shopping last night, so that was not
always fun.
Great.
Always fun.
But I was trying to get it over with because I didn't really know what was going to be left on the shelves after this weekend. So
there you go.
I had to get the Thanksgiving.
Get your basics
stuff
there.
Yeah.
We've also got a special guest that we'll introduce you to here in about 8 or so minutes from now. David Hogg, who's the music pastor out of the First Collinsville Baptist Church.
Yes.
All these years I've driven by it, and I have never in my life noticed First written on it. I just thought it was Collinsville Baptist Church, and it just ding-donged in my head that it was the First Baptist. So we'll find out about all that.
It's a beautiful church. Beautiful.
Brand spanking new.
Yes.
Been in it a few times like that. So as we begin this Friday, we thank each and every one of you for joining us. So what has gone on in the area? Last evening, about dark 30, there was a wreck up in the Kewanee area there on York Road, York Road. A car was flipped. I think everybody was okay in the end, but it was a little accident that happened there if you were in that neck of the woods and wondered what was going on with all the sirens and things that went on. Now, let me slide down and show you this of what happened. Oh, we need to bring this up. This is Meridian, Mississippi, early this morning.
Oh, now, what time was this? Because I was trying to figure out what time we were going to. Of course, I missed it. I wanted to see it. But
between 1 and 4, I think.
Okay.
I didn't give it a second thought. I thought my nice warm bed was nicer than looking out the window. That's just me.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that get into the lunar eclipse and love looking at that.
We were talking about it yesterday when I was at work, and I can remember being, I want to say I was in junior high school, and we were riding the school bus one day, and there was supposed to be an eclipse while we were on the bus that day headed home, around that time. And it was really neat.
Is that when they made us those things at school? You had to look?
Yes, you had to look through it. You couldn't look directly at it without something.
I don't remember the year, but I do know what you're talking about.
It was kind of neat because, everything did kind of dim for just it wasn't like a real long, drawn out thing, but
it's kind of how that feeling when you say that cornbread's not good and your wife slaps you upside the head. Things get dim.
You were so crazy.
Well, things like that happen in real life, and I'm here to just report the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Yesterday afternoon, this was somewhere 3:30, 4 o'clock. This was reported to the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. Now, this is an ongoing investigation as we find out about this, but a vehicle was stolen in Lauderdale County yesterday afternoon. An armed person stole a truck in Ponta Hills. This is right up where you go through the red light there where Briarwood is. It would be the next road on the right, stolen off of that road. The Sheriff's Department is in full swing investigating this. It was a 4-door gray pickup truck, and across the windshield here, this isn't the actual truck, this is one similar, it has locally hated written across the truck. The tag number to the truck is LA, Larry as in, and then Apple 1, 5658. If you happen to see that anywhere in the city, the county, anywhere today, call Crime Stoppers, or you can call 911 to report that you've seen the vehicle and get this back to its owner.
Okay.
And again, it's an ongoing investigation of how this truck was stolen, and we do hope the owners get it back. It's bad to lose something that you've worked for.
Yes.
And you know, the more comments that I've read lately about break-ins in cars, y'all cannot be too careful this is Thanksgiving toward that holiday season. Christmas is around the corner.
I was uneasy last night, us, just parking out in the parking lot at the grocery store.
Oh, I thought you were going to say at your house. I was going to say, now, Candace, we really got to talk.
But seriously,
Just,
you don't even
watch
have to have anything in clear view. I mean, if somebody thinks possibly there could be something in there, they'll bust the window out and just kind of, gravel on through it.
Keep this in mind. The very first place they're going to check is that armrest.
Right.
If you've got something valuable, do not put it there. They're going there first because when you knock out the window, that's the first place you can grab easy. So keep that in mind there. Now, restaurants at night have been almost like what's the word I'm looking for here? Where they're preying on people. Is that the word?
Yeah.
And so far, people have just kind of been guilty of leaving it to where you could see it. So caution on all of that.
And like we said yesterday, a lot of people will park way, way out in the parking lot because they think their vehicle might be a little more protected against somebody dinging it.
Well, you pay
door
$50,000 for a vehicle.
Right.
You don't want the $200 car scratching it.
Right. But that, if you're a woman, you're by yourself, or, I don't know that that's the best move, is to park way out away from everything. Because the other day there was an incident somebody had shared on Facebook that they were at one of the local stores, and there was a van that pulled up next to her vehicle, parked very close to where she couldn't even hardly get in her vehicle, and somebody jumped out of the van. It scared her. She ran back, I think, into the store.
Yeah, and it's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, called her husband. But, just be aware of your surroundings at all times.
Now, I found this out in the Hattiesburg area. I haven't heard of this in Meridian area yet, but Hattiesburg area, if you're watching from there, these people in gas station parking lots coming up to women wanting to sell them perfume, and they're thinking that it could be somebody that could snatch you. I do not know that for sure, but don't roll down your window and talk to anybody doing that. This day and time is not the time to do that.
Well, I'll tell you another thing, too. Before you get in your vehicle, kind of just walk around it. Make sure there's nothing behind it. Make sure there's nothing stuck on your windshield, because don't get in and then go, oh, there's something stuck on my windshield, I'm going to get back out. Because some people do. I know one year some people were doing that, kind of, trying to get people to
It's a 360
walk
walk around is what you're talking about. Is what
I would do that, kind of just walk around.
It never hurts whatsoever.
Yeah.
Let's see a few other things that have gone on. And then the reports, and there's just no other word to word this other than naked man has been spotted several times throughout the Meridian area.
Yes.
North Hills area and south of North Hills. The other night, midnight, up and down North Hill Street, and he's been spotted a lot in the communities, the offshoots there, just south of there. Do I know the case of really what's going on? No. Do I think maybe it is a mental issue problem? That is a possibility. We shared a video of what someone sent in. Everything was blurred, but it is to keep you safe, to let you know what is out there. It is not in any way to embarrass someone or their family, and that's why all pictures of face were blurred out. But mental issues can lead to other problems. You don't want your kids seeing this by any means, going down the road and have to explain why there's a naked man in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, this is to help the citizens. If you see something, call the MPD. They'd be glad to talk to you, and they'll send some officers out to handle the situation. Yeah. Do I think there's something not right, or if there's another issue? Yeah, there's something going on.
Because not everybody's real nice about things like that.
No.
You would hate for something to happen. I don't know. Just call somebody and let them know if you see it.
You really, truly don't know the mental. You read all this from other states. You don't know the mental capacity of someone who's doing that, of what they could do to you, or someone you don't know. They could be the nicest, calmest person in the world, but then again, it could be a major problem.
Well, and too, what I was saying also is like society is not really nice, and so if they see somebody like that, and there could be a mental issue, you would hate for somebody to try to do something to someone who's mentally not stable.
Right.
So call the authorities, because you don't ever know how people react to stuff like that.
You don't.
So
but that's
scary,
just a heads up of what's going on. We want you to be fully aware of what's in and around you. You also had a little fender bender last night, I-20 there. Right across from IHOP out there on I-20, slowed traffic down for just a little bit. And as always, if you encounter something, we urge you, send us a note. If you see something, let us know about it. If you see something that's strange, snap a picture. Yeah. We'll see if we can get with the police and find out exactly what's going on up in your neck of the woods, as always. Already 10 minutes out the hour this morning, let's talk about radar and what's coming up with the weather today. Plan what you need to do. Now, if you've got a blanket, now is a great time to go dig it out of the closet. As we go to tonight, the low is 38 degrees.
Goodness.
Now, today is not going to be a cakewalk. We've got 58, but we've got gusty winds of 20 miles an hour, which means it's going to be kind of chilly out there. We warm up over the weekend. We look at this, 67 tomorrow, 70. Our nighttime lows are in the 40s, but look at Monday night, Candace.
I did not expect it to get that low. I knew it was going to get 32, but I wasn't expecting 28.
28, as they say. Now, as we look at Thanksgiving, this is not a big chance, but we're looking at a 30% chance right now. This could go down. It could go up in between now and Thanksgiving, but not a bad forecast there with only 30% forecasted. That highs perfect for flag football or cornhole in the backyard at 65 for a high, slated for Thanksgiving Day. So make sure that you got your turkey unthawed. Start doing that about Tuesday. Don't they say 2 days?
Yeah, a few days ahead. You know, don't think you're going to take it out that day and cook it.
Because we've had some, I want to say we had some issues up here at the Boyd household over stuff not being thawed before.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Not that I was in charge of anything. I'm kind of like the overseer or management when it comes to the kitchen.
The food tester.
I'm good at that.
Yeah.
Folks, the only thing I can cook in this entire world is some deer sausage. That's it.
Really?
That's it.
Well, I offered you up for some little sweet treats. You were going to make some for the holidays.
But I sure do wish somebody makes some of that cornflake candy. Lord, have mercy.
That is good.
I'm all about that cornflake stuff.
The tea cakes yesterday, I know I saw where Miss Mary Godot said she was glad that we liked the tea cakes. They were great.
They were fine.
Yes.
I've never had one that thin before. That must take, is that an art?
I think it is, because even her daughter said that they have tried to duplicate the recipe. They cannot get them just right like she does. And I only know one other person who can make them like that, because most of the time they're too thick and they're heavy and they're just more like a sugar cookie,
Right.
Thick sugar cookie, but perfect. Great.
The only kind I don't like, who remembers this? Let's go back in time for a moment, where they took that fork and they mashed down the top of it in high school and gave you that cookie that was horrible in high school.
Was it supposed to be a peanut butter cookie?
It may have been, but let me tell you, that was nasty. It just boy, if that didn't make you want to drag out your Happy Days lunchbox and drag it to school. Y'all remember those cookies? Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. They were horrible.
I don't know that I probably ate them. I don't know.
If you're hungry enough, I guess you'll eat anything.
You will.
Denise says, a reminder, throw that turkey in the bottom of the refrigerator on Monday, and it'll be unthawed for Thursday morning or Wednesday afternoon when you throw it in the cooker.
Okay.
Just some thoughts there. Let's turn to our friends at Godwin Cleaning Service. And, folks, they do this really, really well. As we get ready for Thanksgiving, if you hurry, you could get lined up before Thanksgiving. But it's wide open for you between now and Christmas to get everything clean at your home or business. Put it on the best of the best. Harry Mayer had their awning cleaned up, and they can do yours and make it look just as good. 253-8262 is the number to call. They do very detailed work. They look at this as well as if it's their home. They're not going to tear up anything. They're going to do it very gentle, as if they owned it.
Yes.
They want your business back. They want to get you on a yearly program to keep everything spick and span around yours, from rust to getting red dirt off your house. They handle all that. As we look at metal buildings, they can make those look new again also. And as we go through this, roofs, boy, have we learned a lot about roofs.
We have. You don't have to always replace them. If they look dark, you can make them look brand new.
I just truly thought that once it turned color, it had turned color, but not the case.
Yeah, I thought it was just like wear and. But
Yeah, from shingle roofs to slate roofs, asphalt, I can't say that word. They do it all for you there. See them about your brick and your rock, whether it's a sidewalk or whatever you've got, your parking area, all the way to your house, they'll take care of it. Godwin Cleaning Services, 253-8262. Get your stuff spruced up for the holidays now with Godwin Cleaning Services.
I've lived in Mississippi my entire life. My earliest memories are right here in Jackson. This used to be my dad's clothing store. I worked here growing up. And this is my first office right out of law school. I know this area, these roads, these people. The people of Mississippi are my people. So when someone from here comes to me for help, I take that personally. Always have and always will. One call, that's all.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace on this Friday morning. How are you doing? We hope you're good. Our special guest has joined us now, and we welcome David Hogg. How are you today?
I'm doing really good. It's great to be on here with you guys this morning.
Now, I have to ask, did you get a lot of jokes as a kid of being kin to JD?
I mean, just a little bit.
goodness.
JD Hogg's first cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we're glad to have you here. And y'all have a lot going on in Collinsville, Mississippi. And a lot of folks have not been since y'all rebuilt the church. Mm-hmm. And what a great time to come on out and see it during this event y'all got coming up.
Absolutely. We have several events throughout the year and try to make things available to the community and, put the word out. And this year on December 1st, we're going to have our first major concert that we've ever hosted, as far as I'm aware. Mm-hmm. And we'll be having Shane and Shane and the Worship Initiative band will be with them for a Christmas concert. And we'll have tickets are available now on our website. If you go to fbccms.com, you can find a link there on the website to get tickets. Or if you want to call or come by our church office, we'd be happy to get you set up for an individual. Or if you want to bring a group from your church, anything like that, we still have a few hundred seats available for the concert and be happy to do that.
All right, now you have to familiarize me on this because, like I know David Crowder. Is he along in this kind of group of singers now that are into the Christian music?
Absolutely. So Shane and Shane have been around for a little over 2 decades,
Wow.
based out of Dallas, Texas. And they're known for their high-level acoustic guitar playing and arranging. If you're familiar with David Crowder, he does some arrangements with like guitars and strings and things like that, kind of an acoustic feel. And Shane are very much in that vein. And the Worship Initiative is a group they started, I think, about 7 or 8 years ago. But it's gotten a little more famous now, and that band that they lead is really an organization that writes music for use in churches. So they've put out several albums where they cover other people's songs that are relatively famous, and then they also do original arrangements, especially of old hymns, psalm arrangements, and they have a new album coming out this month called Carols that they'll be debuting some songs from.
Is it Christmassy? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah,
there?
Christmas carols, new arrangements of things like that. And so they write a lot of music like that so that churches can use it and even have an online platform. We have a membership at our church where we can access that music and use it in our worship services.
Wow.
So you get a little bit of both feels in this concert. You'll get Shane and Shane's performance-oriented stuff, and you'll get the Worship Initiative's music that's really written for churches.
And I have to be honest, what's going through my head over here while you're talking, I'm looking at the name here, Shane and Shane. You know what goes through my head? Daryl, and his other brother, Daryl. How did they end up with the same first? I assume it's the same first name, right? Shane and Shane.
I think the story goes they met in college, Shane Bernard and Shane Everett, and both were good musicians and started singing together as friends and ended up building their name and their band off of that. And if I remember right, I think one of the first songs that made them famous maybe 20 years ago was a song called Yearn.
Uh-huh.
And then stuff they've had out in the past year or two that people may have heard is songs like The Lord Is My Salvation, Lord of Hosts, which is an arrangement of a psalm, but just a lot of really fine music they've written over the years, and just sort of have an acoustic kind of folksy style to them that's very accessible for people and usually pretty enjoyable.
What about tickets? Are tickets still available? Can you get them?
Absolutely. So we have two ticketing levels. We have general seating for $25, premium seating for $35. And like I said, they're available at our church office. You can call or come by, or on our website at fbccms.com. and we can get that taken care of for you. And all of our seating for the concert is assigned. So
Okay,
the
so you
seat
have
you buy is the seat you'll sit in. You don't have to get there early and line up. Doors will open at 6, and the concert will begin at 7 on December 1st, that Wednesday night.
Well, we're looking forward to that. That's not that long off.
No, just a couple of weeks. It's getting close.
Now, a lot of folks, for the story, if you're watching now, Collinsville First Baptist was the church. How many years ago has it been since it was hit by the tornado?
It was 2016. Was roughly 3 years before I came here. No, 2 years. I think I came in end of 2018, beginning of 2019.
And it completely destroyed. And if you haven't been to the church, come on, pay y'all a visit one Sunday. I got to come a couple years back when Danny Lanier came and done the revival that week. I enjoyed it. Boy, the church is beautiful.
It is a beautiful church, and they have a cross. Is the cross still in there that was made from, I guess, the wood?
Yes.
It still has some glass in it from the...
Yes, there's a large cross hanging in the baptistry that was made for that, and of course it'll stay there, I'm sure.
Right.
Forever.
It's beautiful.
And I think that's the only thing. The cross and the baptistry itself were taken from the old building and able to be salvaged and repurposed. And so that was something that was important to them when they were doing the redesign.
Now, y'all do Sunday school whole 9 yards, right?
Yes. So Sunday mornings we have Sunday school at 9 o'clock and worship at 10:15. And we typically have a very modern style of worship, very contemporary. We blend.
Now, you play guitar, if I remember right, don't you?
I do. I play acoustic guitar and lead from a guitar. And we also do blend in some modern hymn arrangements and things like that. So not totally edgy, but definitely a very modern sound. So if that's something that you're interested in, you'd be very comfortable in our service. And service usually lasts about an hour and 15 minutes.
Well, that's not bad. All right, let me ask this. A lot of churches during the pandemic were online. Do y'all offer an online service to where you could watch it on Facebook
Absolutely.
or YouTube?
We live stream online on our website, again, fbccms.com. And we're going through some upgrades right now with our video and broadcast audio systems. So as those things get upgraded over the next few weeks, we may start putting those streams out on Facebook and some other places as well. So if it's easier for you to watch on those platforms, we're going to try to make that available.
So that's good. A lot of things going on in Collinsville. That is a big deal.
Definitely keeps us busy.
It does. A major artist is coming. The show's going to be December the 1st. Kicks off at 7 p.m. Tickets are available by coming by the church. Can you get them online or send a message of that?
Absolutely. If you go, I can give you two websites. Our churches, which is the easiest way. Go to fbccms.com, and on the main screen on the right-hand side, there will be a little button that says Shane and Shane Tickets. Mm-hmm. And if you click that, it'll take you to the ticketing site, and you can purchase those online by a credit card, and it will email and text you your tickets to print off, or you can just bring your phone, and we'll scan them in when you come the night of the concert. And then if you want to go directly to the ticketing site, it'll be fbccollinsville.ticketspice.com/Shane and Shane.
Because a lot of times your schedule, your work schedule is just really hard to get somewhere. Kind of like going to the dumpster out there in West Lauderdale. You ain't going to get there before it closes.
No.
Right.
There ain't no way. If you got a job, it ain't happening. But we do all get behind and try to make an easier way to get your tickets to come to this.
Online is a great way.
You
can get them online, and if you have any trouble, call us, and I will do whatever I need to do to make sure you get the tickets you want to get.
Okay.
But it's all happening in Collinsville, December the 1st. And hang around with us. Now, we got a lot going on this morning. We'd love to have you sit with us and chat. You leave if you've got an emergency that you got to go handle there. But love to have you hang around with us a little while.
I'll see if I can hang around a few minutes.
All right. Appreciate that. Again, David Hogg with us there from Collinsville First Baptist Church. And what a great event that's going to be coming up right around the corner.
I know.
Let's see here. Some other things, Candace, that is going to be coming up. Mm-hmm. Why Not Day? Let me show that there. Mm-hmm. If you hadn't made plans to be out there for Why Not Day, be there December the 4th. Mm-hmm. It'll kick off at 8 a.m. that morning.
That's right. It's going to be at the Why Not Community Club, 4334 Old Highway 19 South.
Now, I'm trying to get my ducks in a row, and hopefully we can make this of coming up for the Meridian Christmas Parade, but that's right around the corner, too.
It is. It is. It's always fun, though, to see the floats and what people have, conjured up for that,
Yeah.
so. be entertaining to watch
Get
that.
your seat, and when I say get your seat, I mean go park your vehicle so you can see the parade go by. It is usually good to do that early. Officially, it kicks off at 5 p.m. that afternoon if you'd like to be a part of this year's Meridian Christmas Parade. Now, also, I talked with the folks down at Clark County Hot Topics, and this is what's going on in Clark County as we pull up what's happening there. A bunch of parades.
It is. Goodness. Shibuda, Stonewall Equipment and Enterprise starting on December the 4th. Shibuda at 11 a.m. Stonewall's December the 4th also at 6 p.m. So you can make both of those if you want to. Quitman is December 6th, 6 p.m. and Enterprise December the 11th, 6 p.m.
So you could make it to a lot of those. It's fun to drag the kids around. And I hadn't gotten word yet on Philadelphia A's Christmas parade. I'm sure it's right. Newton, hadn't heard from y'all. Right. I remember as a kid getting to go to the Scuba, Mississippi parade. Boy, that was fun.
Yeah. I've never been to one in Scuba, but...
Hate you missed out. You were up there 2 years. What were you doing?
I know, but I didn't... Oh, I don't know. We just never...
Oh, you were probably out for school and went home, huh?
Probably so.
It used to be a big deal there. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, back in the day there, of a few things going on. Let's see here. I was trying to see. Oh, and we can't leave out this one. Collinsville.
Yes. They're having a Christmas parade. It's $20 for the parade entry, and you can do a sponsorship for $50. But it's Saturday, December the 11th. And they'll live stream it. Starts at 6 p.m.
So we got to check all that out. That's coming up there in Collinsville. Let's see here. A lot of things that are happening around the nation today. And let's talk about, as a kid, I think we briefly touched on that, of the Schoolhouse Rock thing. Mm-hmm. The gentleman has passed away that wrote that. He was 80. How old was he? 82, 80, 88.
88.
But I remember hearing that as a kid on Saturday mornings because, it was the only day you could watch cartoons.
Yeah, and you'd get up extra early because they didn't last all day.
But bless his heart, he has passed away there. Now, the next thing that is going on nationwide, this is topical. This is happening. We watch it every day from our living rooms, or maybe you catch a little bit on your phone. But the Kyle Rittenhouse case. Mm-hmm. When do they expect, or have they even speculated when jurors might wrap up their decision? Have you gotten a feel for that? I
don't really know. I've heard people say they're waiting until closer to the holiday so they can just, do it and get out of there and go, But it's just really, it's become a big mess, really. And I think the judge dismissed MSNBC. Yeah,
I have never heard of a judge ever doing that before, and I think he rightly done it. Yeah. You saw why, didn't you?
Yeah, they had someone following the jury van to take pictures of the jurors, which is totally not right. I mean, it's against the rules. I guess against the law, because he said he was going to get the authorities involved.
And then it would show where they were staying also.
Well, probably so, but it puts them at risk. And two, it intimidates them, Mm-hmm. It kind of makes them feel like they're intimidated, and they probably, who knows? Who would hope? I mean, I would hope they wouldn't sway their decision because of something like that,
because
but you
of fear.
Never know. Right. And so I would not be surprised if the judge just totally throws it out. I don't know, though, but does a mistrial possibly.
Now, again, we're expecting, there's no other way to word this, we're expecting bad things to happen in this town. Mm-hmm. It is. When this announcement is made, and they are taking a lot longer than expected, mm-hmm. but everybody that they have called to the stand to be their star witness has a bunch of character flaws, mm-hmm. I think is the best way to word that. Is that a nice way of putting it?
Yeah. They've kind of got little rap sheets and stuff. But, I just think it's become... I think it's odd that it being such a high-profile case and trial that the jury people were not sequestered. I think that's crazy,
Yeah.
But that they were allowed to go home every day or either go back to a hotel. I'm not sure exactly where they go, but they've, they're not. It's not like they can't hear what's going on, and I think that's odd.
And now, the next thing you've got to consider is not just going to happen in this city where the trial is. This is going to be nationwide in all of these large cities. They're going to protest, and who knows what will happen. So y'all be ready, especially how they block interstates now mm-hmm. and tear things up.
Let's hope that doesn't go down like that, but, expect it because...
Expect the unexpected is what we bring along each and every day to tell you there. But
that's right.
That is what's going on there. next story that I wanted to briefly touch on that I don't know a whole world a lot about, but the NFL, these guys are normally looked up to. As we saw the breaking news yesterday, here's one to look down upon. He was from the, what team? Jets.
Yes.
Zach Stacy was arrested yesterday. They were looking for him, and they did find him. Have you seen the video of him throwing his girlfriend around in the apartment, apparently?
I have not seen the video, but
It's bad. It's really bad. No man should ever do that to a woman.
no man should ever raise their hand to a woman, I don't think. Of course, the woman shouldn't raise her hand to the man either, so.
But
You know.
he's in the jailhouse
Right.
now is the headline that I put there.
Yeah.
And hopefully he'll be dealt with. What this shows youngsters, what happened to role models is my bottom line, is where I'm
Yeah.
going with this. Heroes and people like that, of athletes you looked up to because they were a fine example of what to be when you grow up. It's not so much anymore.
Yeah. And, it says that, I guess her name is Evans, Kristen Evans is the girlfriend's name. And it says that she said that he's going to kill her. I mean, that's what she fears for her life, because she said that when she was pregnant that he was still doing the same thing. And just weeks before her son was born is what she says. And she says, he won't stop. He'll kill me. And I think a lot of times people need to listen to women when they say this, because there's many times when things are reported and it's kind of swept under the rug, like, oh, that's just a girlfriend and boyfriend having a little,
Domestic.
spat. Oh, that's just, take it serious. Because, I mean, women, when they do speak out, that takes a lot of courage for them to speak out.
Yeah.
And so when they speak out, listen to them, So.
There you go. That's a few of the headlines there. Coming up in just a moment, we'll go back and tell you a few things that happened on this date that, well, it might trigger your memory of a few things. That's up next here with Scotty Ray and Candace.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville are passing along these great savings this week. Mississippi sweet potatoes, 49 cents a pound. Fresh yellow onions, 3-pound bag, 2 for $3. Cairo Surf, 16-ounce, 2 for $5. Piggly Wiggly cranberry sauce, a 14-ounce can, only $1.29. Select New York strips, $6.99 a pound. And Genio turkeys, $1.29 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our communities efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we move along on this. This is Friday.
Yes.
And it's time to put our special guest on the spot.
Yeah.
Let's do a test and see if you can answer this, David.
All right.
If you were guessing 1863, what do you think happened on this date? Here he goes. He's thinking.
It's going to be related to the Civil War, probably.
It's
Gettysburg Address.
There you go. That was pretty good. I'm proud of you there. 1863. Today was the day that Abe, and what's interesting about this is the guy that spoke before Abraham Lincoln would talk for 2 hours and bore everybody to death. On the back of a paper bag, he's on the train and he writes this little bitty speech that lasted every bit of maybe 5 to 6 minutes. fourscore years ago, our forefathers brought forth upon this nation a new continent, and he goes on and on. And it would be remembered throughout history for what he said that day in those pure 7 minutes compared to the guy that spoke 2 hours and nobody listened to.
Yeah.
A horror. And so many people now can't really fathom how bad that was. There was a lot of men, 50, 60,000 men? I don't have the exact number in front of me now, but lost their life on that battlefield.
Goodness.
Whew, strong. So that's one of the things that happened on this day. And David gets an A for that one there.
Yeah. Or do you like history?
I do.
Scotty Ray loves it. He always asks me questions I never know the answer to.
This guy was probably, the next guy we're going to talk about, was married a whole lot. He had a whole bunch of money, but when it come to the news in the 1980s, he would be the man that if anybody said news, you go, oh, him. Any guesses before I tell who it is? That was just a hint there. That's a toughie.
Married a lot.
Cable news. And every TV show would have him on in the background.
Yeah. Suspenders.
There you go, suspenders. It would be Larry King's birthday.
Yes.
He was born in 1933, and he really and truly set it up for what would be known as the news today. He kind of shaped all that.
Yeah. How many times was he married?
I don't know, but I'm telling y'all, it was some kind of many. It was a whole heap of them.
Yeah.
And I think he even got divorced right there at the end. She was wanting something of his, and he got rid of her. I don't know how
There's
that...
probably some money involved.
Exactly. That's what went on there. I remember watching this TV show as a kid, and I thought, that is a cool cat.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks may not remember this show, but I do because I liked the bear when I was a kid. Anybody remember the name Gentle Ben?
I do.
Dan Haggerty is celebrating a birthday today. He was born in 1941. You remember the show?
Gentle Ben?
Yeah.
No, was that the one with the little boy?
Mm-mm.
No, what was that?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. They had a dolphin.
No, there was a Gentle Ben. There was a little boy in it, wasn't he? Am I like losing my mind? Wasn't there a little boy?
Gentle Ben was the name of the bear.
But what was the movie or the show that had the little boy that had the bear? Do you know who I'm talking about? I'm losing my mind.
I don't know.
There was one. I don't know. Anyway.
Little Ben, maybe?
Don't know. But there was one. I know I'm not losing
I don't
it.
remember him having a kid in the show, but maybe. And
I
it's
thought
just
there was a
been
little boy involved in one of these shows. But
maybe
I'll
30
think
years ago
about
that
it.
my memory's gotten a little weak on that.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
You could be right. What was that song?
Yeah.
You may be right, but you may be wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, a little Billy Joel there for you there. Also, this day, important, if anybody knows the answer to what she's talking about, let us know.
Yeah, let me know.
Opie's brother and a bear.
Ron Howard's brother was in it.
Was this the same show, huh?
I don't know, but I know I'm not.
Grizzly Adams.
It was a dad and
Yeah.
Grizzly Adams.
Maybe I got it confused
Yeah,
there.
Gentle Ben was the little boy. Grizzly Adams was the guy, right?
I'm backed into a corner here now. I'm going to have
Do
to.
you know?
David ain't speaking. Have y'all noticed that? He's just sitting there like a knot on a log. I ain't getting in it.
Gentle Ben is correct.
Only old shows I know about are mostly westerns I watched with my grandfather.
Well, you and Scotty Ray would get along great.
Mona says Gentle Ben is correct.
On what, though? What's it correct for? For
now
the man?
you wouldn't confuse me. I think I'm gonna Google this in a minute when the first
we're gonna
chance I
have to.
get. And Gentle Ben had a little boy in it, if I remember right.
Right, I thought so.
We have confused.
There was
masses.
a dad, and it wasn't him, and a little boy.
I'm thinking that Dan Haggerty was Grizzly Adams
Okay.
because he was grizzly.
Yeah, he looks kind of burly.
But I also at the same time think that maybe the bear was Gentle Ben.
Yeah, I don't know.
1961, Meg Ryan was born on this day. Who remembers her?
I do. I remember her. Sleepless in Seattle.
Didn't watch that.
You've Got Mail.
Didn't watch that.
You didn't watch any of those?
All those are chick flicks.
Yeah.
Of put you to sleep at Thanksgiving because you can't
I
escape.
always liked Meg Ryan. I always thought she was really cute, but she's had a lot of like
Issues?
work. No, I would say like cosmetic stuff. It looks like she looks
went
a
to
lot
the-
different to me.
Like Raquel Welch, maybe
I
she's
don't
had some
know.
work.
She
maybe?
just looks a lot different to me. I wish people would kind of just grow old gracefully sometimes.
Yeah,
they do a little much.
They had a
sometimes.
better stylist than Kenny Rogers. Let's all face that. Kenny's was not a great plastic surgeon.
I'm not saying a little nip and tucks, anything wrong with that, but sometimes people just take it to the, they go overboard, I think.
I am not crazy. Connie says that the bear was named Gentle Ben in Grizzly Adams. Gentle Ben, that's where the outcome.
Okay.
I'm going to hush before I start this all back over again.
Said that Grizzly Adams' bear was also named Ben.
I'm giving up on this. Where are my MeTV watchers when I need them there that could straighten me out? Sleepless in Seattle was a blast, she says. Not really a chick flick. Huh. It just sounded like it, really. The closest I can say to a chick flick that I watched that I got a hoot out of, it was Sunday afternoon, Mel Gibson, to where he's that guy that does, I don't know the name of it, but where he's an ad agency and he's got a blow dryer and he drops it in the tub and he gets electrocuted and he hear women's thoughts.
I can't remember what the name of that was, but
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Is that What Women Want?
Yes,
that's it.
That's it. Yeah, that was funny.
Can
It was.
anybody imagine being able to walk around and hear that?
Yeah, he had lipstick on, fingernails polished,
I don't know. You might be
wax in
happy
his
you're not hearing it.
legs. Huh?
You might be happy you're not hearing women's thoughts.
I don't think I could.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true.
Really, I'd rather
Because I
not.
hear them out loud every day, like at work.
But, imagine
everywhere.
this. And this just kind of transitions in this since you're part of the church. So imagine what God hears in a day.
Right.
Can you imagine what that is like?
Goodness.
I'm just saying. That would be quite, it's kind of like the beginning of It's a Wonderful Life. When they're sitting there and they keep hearing all the prayers come in there for George Bailey. He goes, what's all this fuss down there?
Goodness.
Makes you think. It's bad enough for me to hear one woman's thoughts. It was a toughie. I'm just saying.
Look, I mean, you hear, I was joking about it a while ago, but it's true. In a hair salon,
I bet
hear
you do.
everything from every direction.
You and bartenders.
When you got that hair dryer going and they talking louder than, the hair dryer, trying to talk over it. And all of a sudden you cut it off and they're yelling.
I can see how that could happen.
Yeah.
1973, this old boy, he wrote a song about collard greens, where to get them, where to get the best sweet iced tea, and it was Billy Currington.
That was a cute song.
Now, I don't remember how this came out, but I will say I lost a little bit of oomph for him when he had that issue with an elderly couple where he yelled at them. And,
I didn't even hear about that.
I just at that point
He yelled at an elderly couple?
It was pretty bad. And I just quit having anything to do with Billy about that time. And it may have been a misunderstanding, and I didn't hear how it ended, but I heard part of the story, and I went right on about my business and never picked up another album again.
That would be kind of disappointing.
1994, you'd wake up, and this would be the #1 song across America. She was a little different. She was talking about Dwight Yoakam in the corner trying to give her a kiss. And, well, Shut Up and Kiss Me was #1 on this date. Mary Chapin Carpenter. I think she could whoop me if she wanted to.
She still...
I assume.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard from her in years. She hadn't had a hit in a long, long time there. You know Mary Chapin Carpenter?
Yes, know the name, but it's been a long time since she's been on the radio.
It has been. She was after K.T. Oslin, and K.T. Oslin was really our first taste in country music of.
And she passed away.
She did not long ago. It's kind of like I'm trying to word this correctly, a women's lib movement within country music, sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
And then, way different than Loretta Lynn.
There's
way
a lot
different.
of them, though, that were famous years ago that I haven't really, like Dina Carter, you really don't hear much, Your
time in the spotlight is so little. Use it wisely.
Yeah.
Use it wisely, because it does fade. It always does. It was 2007, and I thought this was really, really a great song. It was released on this day. RCA Records would throw it out there, Arista. And the name of the song was Small Town Southern Man. Who remembers that by Alan? What a great guy. And boy, he did a lot of great music that come from the heart. Very spiritual guy there out of Newnan, Georgia is where he calls home. Think of the world of him. We would lose one of the greatest that ever breathed a breath in country music. He couldn't talk very well, and I'm not making fun of him. It was just what he was known for. But he would pass away on this date in 2017 at the age of 82, and I'm talking Mel Tillis.
Yes.
Boy.
It's amazing to me when somebody has a stuttering issue when they're talking, but they can sing and it's just smooth as butter. But we got to meet his daughter, Pam Tillis.
Yeah.
She came in our salon, got her hair done.
Don't tell me what to do.
Hair and makeup done. She had a show at the Riley Center that night or somewhere. But
Sweet girl.
And then one of our clients gave her a ride to where she needed to go. It was really neat. She was super nice.
Queen of Denial, she had a bunch of them there, and Spill Perfume. Oh, that was a stout song. One of my favorite from Mel would be Good Woman Blues. I would have to say, if I had to pick a Mel Tillis song, Coca-Cola Cowboy was out there and all that, but Good Woman Blues.
Have you ever gotten to meet any of the country stars or any, like, of the big stars or anything?
No.
Okay.
I have not.
Yeah.
Come
That's
on.
really the only one that I've ever spoken to,
Pam? She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
That video to Queen of Denial was funny, to where she was sitting there and she was slapping the guy on the head to change the TV remote. I don't know if you remember that or not. Maybe it's just me that remembers those things. 2003, an arrest warrant was sent out, a bolo, to go pick up this guy at his big mansion there. They had to knock on the gate a few times, but they did make the arrest. And we all know what that was about. And this was about the time where he didn't have a face anymore. He'd went to the wrong plastic surgeon also.
That's an example right there where, like, quit before
it gets out of hand.
Yeah, out of hand.
This
I don't know. I didn't think there was anything wrong with his face when he was a child or as he got older.
And he just kept tweaking it.
Right. But anyway.
I do not understand
To each his own, but
He's a mystery. But when I saw that video that everybody and their brother watched that night, and he was talking about hanging up in trees and pretending he was Peter Pan at 30, I thought, yep, he's got issues.
Yeah, it kind of made me nervous when he hung the child over the balcony with the. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Showing him to everybody, but had a blanket over his head. That was scary.
Didn't he name the kid Prince or something?
Blanket.
Blanket, named it Blanket. Yeah, there's nothing like your dad naming you Blanket. I'm going to let y'all think on that a little while there.
That's the youngest one, I think.
Boy, if they would,
it's different,
If they would just let me have CNN for about 45 minutes, I could straighten the world out. Mm-hmm. I could reach new depths. Yeah. One of the greats, and I have to tell you, I really enjoyed the show. I remember her scene from Harlem Nights where she told Eddie Murphy she was going to whoop him, but she's most remembered for her part as she played as an angel in Touched by an Angel. Mm-hmm. She passed away on this date. Della Reese, at the age of 86, also in 2017.
I always loved watching her.
She was good. Yeah, she really was. Did you watch that show, David?
I actually did watch that a little bit when I was a kid, yeah.
I loved it.
Did you say, whoa, did you catch that line, what he just said?
When he was a
kid.
He's trying to imply we might be old over here.
Well, I was a kid. I was an older kid.
Oh, have mercy.
I was a mere child. Oh. No, but it was good. It was a really good show. But anything she was in she always played a good role.
She was. And, when you think of that show, you also have to think of, they've been trying to run him down in the news lately, but he was such a great guy. In my opinion, Little Joe, when he broke out with Highway to Heaven, that was... Am I wrong? David, you tell me, you flip around and see, there are not any shows that really focus on religion and faith anymore, is it? Am I wrong?
Not in a good light. Most of the ones are either comedies or they're focusing on, more of like the occult and the demonic and things like that, paranormal stuff. So not a lot of positive shows with a religion base, and really not a whole lot of shows focusing on the family either.
You're right.
Now, there was a show, Seventh Heaven, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And it was the dad was a pastor, and he had all these kids, and so that was a good show. I miss stuff like that, though. I mean, because it's not really, you can't really turn your TV on with your kid in the room anymore and just walk out. I mean, you don't ever know what's going to pop on. Even commercials.
Well, commercials
have gotten crazy.
And you'll notice now, even if the shows aren't religious, even on family shows, nobody ever does anything religious. Like you never see the family going to church or anything like that, which used to be a really common thing that you would hear on on TV shows.
Well, you even go back to the Duck Dynasty thing where they had to stand up and go, "We're canceling the show if you take out our prayer."
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Well, they all gathered around. It always showed them, like I guess at the end when they would gather around the table
and they would,
But
and all throughout the years of shows like The Waltons, it was all about family and things of that nature. And what has happened? It makes you wonder there. That's some thoughts on that this morning. Let's talk about our friends. Let me go over here and bring this up and talk about our friends at the Precast Group. They have a lot going on right now. If you need a storm shelter as we prepare for winter weather and you want to be safe, talk to them at the Precast Group. They'll get this delivered and set up in no time flat. Made here in Meridian, 482-0003. They're solid, they're tough, and it takes away any worry in the middle of the night. Yes. Very important. Peace of mind when it comes to your safety. You can't put a price on this, but let me tell you, they're affordable. They'll work with you. Talk to them about this. They'll show you. You can set this up on the inside any way you want to. It's easy. It's simple. They can have it to you in no time. You can also get the models that are put in the ground. You can have it sunken outside. However you want to do that. Talk to them. The Precast Group, for your safety, for your family. Have some peace of mind. Talk to them again today. They're located here in Meridian, Highway 45 South, 482-0003.
I'm Janet from Jackson, Mississippi, and it took one call, that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz. He got me $377,250.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. And you were just asking David if he'd ever met the Duck Dynasty boys.
Because you used to live there, correct?
Yes, I lived in Monroe, and of course, Duck Commander's over in West Monroe, right across the river. And had the opportunity to speak to Miss Kay very briefly at an event one time when she was just saying hi to people.
Yeah.
Never saw any of the boys, although their trucks were outside from time to time. But you'd go in the shop, even if you'd get in the back, which we got to go, kind of in the back a couple of times. They were buried off back in their offices, a little bit inaccessible.
Yeah, we went.
You'd see some of the other family members.
We stopped and went in the place.
Yeah, and it's totally different than what you saw on TV. It looks nothing.
We didn't go in the back though. You could pay extra, I think, to take the tour, and we didn't do that. We just went in. But it is neat, and to me, it's neat to hear the story because Phil wasn't exactly a perfect guy early on in the years. I've got the book and I've read some of the book, So, but he admits his faults and he changed his life and for the better. So, and that anybody can do that.
That's right. They set a good example.
Yeah, they do. I think it's great.
They do, and they're genuine. They're very supportive of a lot of good causes in the area there in Monroe and West Monroe. And, very, very authentic. What you see on TV is who they really are in real life. And, I like that about them. Very, appreciated that very much from what I get to see of them around town and what they participate in.
Yes.
Denise Burnside brought up a good point. I had it ran through my mind a minute ago, and I couldn't remember. But the guy who played the dad on that Seventh Heaven show was arrested for some charges that he shouldn't have done with children later on. So he had some explaining to do in court, and I think he went some other places after that.
Yeah.
That's some thoughts.
The show was good, though.
Absolutely. It had a great meaning.
Probably if we knew what half the people who played these roles actually did, I don't know that I'd want to know.
Go and read about the folks on the Waltons. It'll make you go.
Yeah, I don't want to know. Don't ruin my thoughts. Don't ruin my memories, Scotty. I don't want to know.
It is.
No, seriously, though.
It does shake you up to learn that heroes are not really heroes. And that is what is wrong. That's our next point here this morning. Scotty Ray and Candace is sometimes your heroes really aren't heroes.
Right.
Just think on that.
Yeah.
Be careful who you make a hero, I guess, is the whole point I'm trying to get to there. Portland, Oregon has realized, they've made a mistake. They took away $15 million from the people that protect you there in Portland. They're now giving $5 million back. That's not near enough because, crime is bad and people are getting killed, and they can't do anything about it because, there's no police left.
Yeah.
Headlines across America. I thought you might want to know that one there. Also, let's see here. We brought this up about the young lady.
Yes. That was horrible. She got aggravated because her soup, I guess it was a styrofoam thing. Something was melted on it from hot soup. And went up to the register and was talking to the lady at the register and then got aggravated with her and threw the hot soup right directly in her face. Yeah,
this is the young lady that's been charged. Amanda Martinez, she's 31. She's been arrested for throwing that soup in that young lady's face. That could have ruined her for life. You don't do things like that.
I can't even imagine. Horrible. She should have been arrested.
Yeah, and they did. They did a great thing there. British Columbia, they have had a world of hurt as a storm hit that area. Their bridges have been wiped out. Over 2,000 cows were killed with the storm as it hit. We go to Daily Mail just to take a quick peek at what went on there. Awful as you look at the bridges that are gone now. High rising water.
Kurt has been calling and checking on his mother because they're in Washington State. There's been a lot of flooding there, too. Scary.
That is. Let's see here some other things. This is one of those neat stories that you hear about. Childhood friends. Two women were bested buddies. They grew up together. They done everything together. And last month, their children married each other. So now I guess they're joined at the hip forever.
Oh, that's neat.
You ever had anybody know anybody that done that?
No. I haven't known anybody that's happened to, but it's really neat though, to know that your best friend's son is your son-in-law.
So how long before you're not friends because you always argue with your in-laws?
Yeah, that would kind of be like I don't know. That could be a double-edged sword. I don't know because what if something doesn't go just right between the couple?
Right.
Does that make you and your best friend
it's coming. As the sun is rising in Washington today, there's going to be a lot of meetings. There's going to be a lot of arguing behind closed doors before they grin at you and meet the cameras. But Biden's approval rating has dipped to an all-new low. 36% of Americans are the only ones that approve of him.
Yeah.
It's falling and falling quickly, while our friend Kamala, hers are in the 20s. And she says there's no problem, although yesterday they got rid of her communications director. Sounds like they're trying to create a brand new me for Kamala. We don't think it's going to work, but they're trying.
Yeah. I was watching a little bit last night of them, in the House trying to pass this spending bill thing. And Kevin McCarthy spoke, they said, so long that it delayed the vote.
It did. 8 hours.
But, a lot of the stuff he was saying, I'm glad that he said it. It needed to be said. Just like all the 13 American soldiers 13 Americans that lost their life in Afghanistan, from the bomber that was the suicide bomber over there. They're getting not one dime. This money doesn't pay anything to their families, but it's paying these illegal aliens.
Something's wrong.
All that's within there. The money to hire all these new IRS agents is in there. The 80-something thousand IRS agents that he says that now if you even spend $28 a day, they're coming after you about it.
Let's hope
it's going to be a lot more people audited, is what I'm understanding. So.
And this is headed toward the border of America.
Right.
Make no mistake. They're trying to take your money. And through. It's just sad.
Well, it's like he said, they're targeting Americans. They're and then the people who are coming in illegally, they're not doing anything to them.
It's a mess. And we hope someone will step forward, and that'd be you, the voter, wherever you're watching from this morning. When it comes time to vote, we'll have an election next Tuesday here in the Meridian area. Don't forget to get out and vote. Those 14 precincts. We'll tell you more about that. The Lauderdale County Farm Supply is open, and they'll be open all weekend there to take care of you for anything that you might need, because Christmas has arrived at the shop there. Go in and see them. Pick out a bulb. You may need a whole tree there. They've got those along with all the ornaments that you may be looking for. As you go through this, anything the deer hunter on your list needs, as we have opening day tomorrow. Yep, rice bran and a whole lot more, deer cocaine, and any seed that you may be looking for there, along with corn, the different types. And this is the triple grip there that includes the soybeans, the roasted ones there, peanuts, and a whole lot more mixed in with corn already. You got game cameras, can be used for a lot of different varieties, not just for deer. Right. They're great to have. Scales, tents, boots. It's going to get wet. Get yours today at the Farm Supply, along with your pet supplies and, guns, ammo. The whole 9 yards can be found there with your corn. See them. The Farm Supply, exit 151 off the interstate. See them today.
I'm Kim from Tupelo, Mississippi, and it took one call, and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz, and he got me $335,000.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. And we got to say a big thank you to our special guest this morning, David Hogg, who's been in with us from First Baptist of Collinsville. And tell us again the big event that you've got coming up for somebody that just tuned in.
Absolutely. So December 1st at 7 o'clock, doors open at 6. We're going to have Shane and Shane and the Worship Initiative Band here for a Christmas concert. And tickets are available at the church office, or you can purchase them online, get them emailed, text to you at our website, fbccms.com. Just click on the button that says Shane and Shane tickets on the right-hand side of the screen.
Can't miss it. It's going to be a great, fantastic show, and I hope everybody can come out for that. Yes. One of the things that you hate to see happen, and this happened out in Texas and should never happen at a church. It was a mega church, and they're going to get a lot of flack over this. They had a rally at the church, and inside the church, the slogan, "Let's Go Brandon," was screamed inside the church, and it was not stopped.
Right.
This does not look good on any sides.
Right.
We all know what that means, and you can't be doing that up in a church.
It's a translation of another saying. So
there's a lot of flack going on with that church out there. That should never have happened.
Yeah.
We don't condone it, nor should anyone. Not in my opinion there.
Even though a lot of people do not agree.
Correct.
With Biden, but still, that doesn't belong.
Doesn't belong in a church.
No.
I don't care how you slice it there.
Right.
A New York Times writer is trying to blame the rich for us all not being able to buy stuff off the shelves and gas prices going up. They say it's because the rich are selling property and selling property that they've caused this. Who believes that? I'm thinking of somebody with a 36% approval rating.
Yeah.
Just come to me out of nowhere.
Yeah, a lot of things have led to, shutting down the pipelines.
Yeah.
high gas price. I mean, that's,
And quickly, we will tell you, Memphis, not the place to go over the next 2 to 3 weeks, as the police chief warned you. Be careful all throughout Memphis. The rapper that was murdered there in a drive-by shooting, they're expecting retaliation throughout Memphis on this.
Right.
So a drive-by shooting could happen at any time. So be very careful.
I know, because a lot of people do for the weekend. They'll ride up to,
Sun Studios,
Yeah.
Graceland.
Yeah.
I'd wait a little while. I wouldn't go to there right now. Postpone that.
Yeah.
All right, we're coming to the end of our hour. We can't thank y'all enough for joining us. The weekend is here. Candace is going to be footloose and fancy free.
I'm going to be busy is what I'm going to be, like a little bee. I got to get everything ready for the holiday. So.
David, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. And we wish your congregation a glorious day.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
Again, David Hogg with us, music pastor there at Collinsville First Baptist Church. We'll be back bright and early Monday morning. Like it or not, we're coming back to bother you again.
That's right. Y'all have a wonderful weekend.
We'll see you then.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by